Hello, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are in Practical Research 1, and lesson for today is the statement of the problem. Again, I am Dr. Annabeth Lopez. What are your expectations? What should we do? So find a comfortable place where you can watch and listen and understand this lesson. Ready your notebook and ballpen to jot down important information, and each activity is given only 10 minutes to provide your answer. If you have some questions, please comment down below and I will try to answer them once. Every answer should be submitted to our Google Online Classroom. You may also check your correct answer by downloading the link provided. Now, our goal is to state research questions. Before else, let us rearrange the jumbled letters given on each item to get the correct answer. Write your answers on your practical research notebook. So there are two types of problems in research. These are number 1 and number 2. Then, in giving details on the problem to be investigated, the following should be presented. Number 3, 4, 5, and 6. For example, you're done. Let's move forward to the next slide. Anyway, you can post this, and when you're done, you continually play this video. The following are the distinct forms in writing two different types of problem. Number 7 and number 8. Next, a qualitative research problem is commonly asked using the following question words 9 and 10. Lesson 1. The statement of the problem. For every problem, there would be an answer, and for every answer, there could be a question. A problem without a clear question in mind is like you are seeking for an answer in a directionless manner. Hence, as a student researcher, you must remember that establishing research questions may guide you in your quest to address some academic issues. Remember that these questions may serve as your compass as if you were navigating at sea in order to reach the target destination. Now that you have already had enough reasons and justifications to pursue a study so as to address a problem which you perceive from your environment. This is a time for you to concretize your study by crafting your problem through specifying research questions. Hence, in this part of the module, you will be supplemented with additional knowledge on how to state your research problem and questions. Please answer column A and column B. So this time, this refers to the research introduction. So number 1, this refers to the major task of the researcher. Number 2, this includes related theories, conceptual, and related literature or research literature. Number 3, this presents the reason why the researcher decides to look for solutions to the problem. Number 4, this defines the geographic boundaries of the research. And number 5, this identifies the intensity of the problem. Statement of the problem. After the researcher has clearly presented the rationale of the problem, the formulation of the targeted and well-defined problem must follow. This well-defined problem is commonly pertained to the statement of the problem. Stating clearly the problem can make the vagueness of the study be clarified. Further, this section allows the researcher to present other essential elements of research undertaking, such as the major variables, objectives, and appropriate methodology. Writing the problem statement in a qualitative research. In formulating the problem statement in a research paper, there are two types of problems which should be considered. These are the general problem and the specific problems. General problem pertains to the opening paragraph that gives specific details on other essential elements, which are the purpose, major variables, participants, setting, and time coverage of the study. The said elements serve as a guide in order to properly formulate the general problem. By Cristobal and Cristobal 2017 from their book Practical Research 1 for Senior High School presented guidelines in the writing of the general problem. Number 1, the general problem should clearly state the main task of the researcher. So, ano ba talaga yung direction ng inyong study? General problem nga. So, ano ba yung you're trying to solve? You're trying to get the relationship. You're trying to know the situation, the status. Number two, the general problem should present the major variables related to the phenomenon to be investigated. Number three, the general problem should identify the participants of the study. The general problem should state the research setting as well as the time period of the study. The general problem may indicate the intended output of the study, such as an intervention program, module, policies, and etc. An example of a general problem is presented below. This study aims to determine the functions and emojis in an online communication. The study was conducted among the different strands of grade 11 students in the senior high school department of Lamau National High School during the school year 2019 to 2020. The result of the study was used as a basis for proposing a learning content presentation strategy in language teaching. To determine is the main task. Functions, emojis, online communications are the major variables. Grade 11 students are the participants. Lamau National High Schools is the setting. School year is the time period. And the learning content presentation strategy is the detailed output. Intended output, I mean. Next is after formulating the general problem of the study, enumeration of its specific problem should follow. Unlike the general problem, which is stated in a declarative form, the specific problems are stated in a questions. These formulated questions, moreover, should all be anchored on the general problem. With this, the researcher will be guided on how he or she will seek an answer to the problem. In addition to that, the researcher must also know that a specific question to be formulated must be a researchable question. That is, it should begin with words such as what and how. In this case, the researcher may be able to solicit responses which can ensure detailed data necessary to the study. Non-researchable questions, as in those which are answerable by yes or no, should be avoided. Non-researchable questions like 1. Do the participants use social media platforms for their communication purposes? Again, this is not, is a non-researchable question. If it's answerable by yes or no, that's not uh, how to do the specific questions. So number 2, are the participants using emojis in their online communication? Number 3, can the participants understand the meaning of emojis used in conversations? Number 4, will the emojis be used for language content learning presentation strategy? Researchable questions are, what are the most frequently used emojis by the participants in the corpus? What are the pragmatic functions of emojis in the corpus? How do multiple emojis affect the meaning of the discourse? And 4, what learning content presentation strategy can be proposed based on the result of the study? So, ayan ha. Ganyan yung example ng researchable question, not answerable by yes or no. It starts with what, how. Can you please identify the elements by analyzing the general problem provided below? Write your answers on your notebook. What's the main task, major variable, participant, setting, and intended output? Okay, this is the example. This study aims to describe the academic challenges faced by senior high school working students in the 2nd District of Bataan. The result of the study will serve as a basis for proposing and designing effective learning intervention program. Can you state the 4 researchable specific questions based on the general problem presented below? Note that your answers will be graded according to the rubrics provided and write your answers on your notebook. So this study aims to describe the academic challenges faced by senior high school working students in the 2nd District of Bataan. The result of the study will serve as a basis for proposing and designing effective learning intervention program. Specific question number 1, specific question number 2, 3, 4, and then scoring. So kayo yung gagawa ng questions. Specific question nga lang, hindi muna general statement of the problem. Kasi nandito na yung general statement, dito naman gagawa kayong specific question. So this is how you be graded. All the 5 points, all the questions are in parallel with the general problem. 4 points, 3 questions are only parallel with the general problem. 3 points, only 2 questions are parallel with the general. 2 points, only 1 question is in parallel with the general problem. And 1 point, no question is in parallel with the general problem. That's all. Remember to submit your work in our Google Classroom or also make sure to prepare for our short quiz tomorrow. Thank you. Bye. Like and share and subscribe.